Evening, loves. I am just going to make this as quick as I possibly can. All of the kids are in bed. John is already in bed. I know it's really early for most people because it's only 8:17 here right now. But I just wanted to I always do like a foreword before I kind of do granny videos. It's currently working on uploading as we speak. Hey, Dutch, you're quick. I just wanted to kind of do a quick foreword on the newest granny video and kind of give you a little bit of a history because I was going to put it in the video, but honestly, the video was already 20 minutes long and I didn't want to add to it with just me talking when what they're talking about is so much more important. The foreword, I guess, is obviously this is going to talk about, this is obviously going to talk about abuse. When I envisioned myself doing the granny videos, I had fully intended to just film my granny talking about life growing up in a more like homesteading environment. And I think it may have been when I asked her to tell me a funny story about her dad in the very first video. The look that came across her face, I knew I may have touched something that I shouldn't have. And I kind of opened Pandora's box from there. And I feel like that I would do my family a disservice to let them continue to tell you this peaches and cream version of their life. So I wanted them to be real and raw. Now, in this video, as I was editing it, I left in the parts that Granny kind of repeats herself a little bit. Some of it she repeats a couple of times about different things in her life, but I think it's hard to do live and think and keep my thoughts collected and together. Normally I would just edit all this out. I think it was just the fact that I wanted to keep it real and raw. And at the beginning of the video, you will see my granny. What you don't see is I edited out me like pep talking her. Like, you got this, Granny. You're fine. You're safe to tell us what happened. Because at first she's very reluctant to talk. But then as the afternoon went, she really started kind of wanting to open up some. We ran out of time. We were just starting to skim the surface. Granny is just willing to skim the surface right now. And my Aunt Jamie was not willing to talk at all. And that is perfectly fine. I told you guys this about Granny, and I'll tell you about Jamie as well. I'll make 100 trips. I'll make 1,000 trips if that's what I've got to do until she's comfortable and feels free and safe enough to tell me her story. If I go up there 1,000 more times and she never says another word, that's fine. That's fine. I think in the next episode, my mom and my granny are actually going to get a lot more in detail and in depth of what happened in their life. Granny has agreed to do that, number one, and is now comfortable enough to do that. Some of you guys sent fan mail to her, which that just tickled her to death. She read her through her fan mail and some of the emails that you guys have sent me. And honestly, I believe that reading some of that fan mail may have given her a little bit more courage that, this is going to be okay. People don't think she's silly. People don't think, that what she's doing doesn't make sense. Like, you guys are really enjoying. So, if you guys want to send her or Jamie fan mail, just send it to the P.O. box that's listed in the description. Just put it Hope's Homestead, but then put like attention Granny or attention Jamie, and I'll make sure that they get it. But I have to say today was really eye-opening. On the way home, I told my mom, I was like, I've heard your stories a million times, but I think hearing them with all three of them, and I think to me, the parts of this video that were the most compelling was not what they said. It's what they didn't say. There was a lot, and I thought about editing it out for time's sake. But as I was editing the video, I thought, I'm going to leave this because it's important to their story. It's important to the integrity of this video. There's a lot of heavy, weighted silence. A lot. And in that silence, you can easily look on any of the faces in front of you, and you can see them battling demons that are no longer around. My mom actually broke down telling one story, and you can just see the anxiety. That was the one thing I think that got me the most. My mom's a crier. So her crying is not like shock value to me because she cries. But my Aunt Jamie is like one of the strongest people I know. Like, she's just bravo. Like, you need that refrigerator picked up? I'm picking it up. I'm walking it upstairs. Like, she's just that person. Like, she's a go-getter. She's not an overly emotional person. And to see the anxiety and to watch her have the little kid fear in her face and the discomfort of having to go back over what was going on, that was rough. That was rough. That was rough for me. I had a hard time editing it because, like, in the moment it was hard to watch, but then when, like, you go back and I have to watch the same clip over and over and over, making sure I'm cutting off at the right time and cutting in at good times and stuff like that, it was hard to watch repetitively. So that is your forewarning. This video that I will be uploading as soon as I'm done with the live stream, it should be almost done. Almost done. This video will talk about sexual abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, things like that. So you've been warned. You've been warned. And next time we go up, I actually, the next video, if they talk about what I think they're going to talk about, which I'm pretty sure they're going to, I will actually have like a warning on the video itself, just because. So that is the warning. I'm going to watch it and cry my eyes out. Let me tell you something. It was hard because, like I said, it wasn't all of the stories that they were telling. It was the silence and the untold stories that hurt the most to watch. Hands down, hurt the most to watch. And, yeah. This has been a very eye-opening, thing for me to do. I never thought that me asking my granny about the way she canned and rode horses and done the things that she done would lead to this. But I kind of opened Pandora's box. And number one, I'm not going to close it. It's been closed too long. And the most important part for them, I think, is now, after he's been dead 30 years, 31 years, to finally be free to say, this happened to me. I was a victim and I have a right to say, this happened to me. And honestly, I am beyond honored to give my granny something. I know I'm going to cry. I'm finally going to give my granny something that she's never had before. I'm giving her a voice. I'm allowing her to tell her story. Not what people say she should say. Not what society expects her to say. I'm telling her, you're free to tell me what happened. Tell me what you experienced. Tell me what was done to you. Nobody's going to judge you. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be super weird about the comments, guys. If I see a comment that I think might be construed as possibly negative, it'll be deleted. And it's not. And if I delete it, it's just because I feel like that they might interpret it as negative. I'm not going to let anybody do anything to hurt them when they're already so opened up. For those of you guys who do pray, just pray for my granny, but mostly pray for Jamie. Jamie had a really hard time. She's so stoic and just, Jamie, I don't know how else to put it. Like, you just have to know her. She was she's such a strong person, and to see her struggling was very, very hard to watch. So I encourage you guys to pray for her. Pray for her that this doesn't make it hard on her. And that, pray for her that, she may actually feel like one day that she's okay to do this. So I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to go to bed. I've been on here way longer than I was planning. I gotta get up at 4 in the morning. I love you guys. I will